The Tag Mobile Podcast, brought to you by the App Garden, transforming mobile business. If this is the first time you've listened to the Tag Podcast, welcome. If you're a returning listener, thank you for joining us again. I'm Mel from the App Garden. This is episode number 8, 4th of September 2014. There's no such thing as mobile marketing. It's just the marketing of today. This week's podcast focuses on how the way we market has shifted since the arrival of mobile. We'll discuss the concept that there's no such thing as mobile marketing. It's the marketing of today. The marketing of today has incorporated a focus on mobile, and any business that hasn't embraced this concept is likely to have been left behind. We'll look at what steps you can take to try and keep ahead of the game, as well as the importance that social media marketing is playing in today's marketing world. Everything about our world has changed since the arrival of mobile. It's changed the way we speak, the way we see, the way we listen, the way we communicate, the way we research, and the way we make purchases. So if you're continuing to plan your marketing strategy the same way you were 10 years ago, or even 3 years ago for that matter, you're almost certainly not optimising your marketing for our new mobile world. So let's take a look at what's changed. Our mobile world has become quick moving to such a degree that we continually display signs of extreme impatience. We're always seeking the right here, right now. We get annoyed if we have to wait more than 3 minutes in a queue. We get agitated if boarding a plane takes longer than 20 minutes, and we record TV programmes so we can fast forward through the adverts. Not entirely gone are the days of making a purchase in a shop and hoping for a pleasant, engaged and thorough customer experience, but more often than not, we're no longer asking the sales staff for their recommendations because we've already done our research over the internet, and when, and if, we go into a shop, we just want to make the purchase and get out quickly with our goods in hand so we can get on with doing what's next. I, for one, haven't braved the shops in the run-up to the Christmas period for well over 5 years now. I can't bear the crowds and queues, and now that there's an alternative, I can smugly declare that I 100% exclusively shop online for Christmas presents, and it seems I'm by no means alone. Flurry statistics show an interesting breakdown of the growth over a 1-year period between December 2011 and December 2012 in time spent by consumers across the top 5 shopping subcategories. Now, you'll have to take a look at our blog on our website if you want to take a look at the graphs that are displaying that I'm referring to here. But essentially, we see that consumer time spent in retailer apps saw an astronomical growth of 525% between the dates of December 2011 and December 2012. This growth far exceeds the total shopping app growth of 274% and overall app growth of 132%. Time spent in price comparison and purchase assistant apps have also grown significantly by 247% and 228% respectively. And still growing, but not quite as significantly as other shopping categories, are online marketplace and daily deals apps at 178 and 126% respectively. Our speedy lifestyles are not necessarily healthy, but it's the way we've become, and there's no getting away from it. And if you run or market a business and haven't adapted your marketing strategy to accommodate this shift in consumer behaviour, then you're almost certainly missing out on potential inquiries, sales and revenue. A good marketer will attempt to entirely get into the mindset of their customer. Why does their customer buy their product or service? It sounds so simple, but it's the simplicity of this that's the key. If your business sells sandwiches, what does your customer want? The answer is, of course, your customer wants a sandwich. And why? Well, the chances are that they're either hungry or getting their order in for lunch. So, the sandwich marketer's job is to incorporate their knowledge of what their customer is looking for directly into their marketing message. A feeling hungry or looking for the perfect lunchtime sandwich marketing message in this case. A landscape gardener could deliver something similar with a just moved house and the garden in need of renovation, or jealous of your neighbour's new garden marketing message to correlate directly with their knowledge of when and why people tend to choose to upgrade their garden. Most people don't just decide to employ a landscape gardener to overhaul their garden on an impulse when they're putting their feet up with a cup of tea. Often, it's following a house move or when they're inspired by seeing someone else's new landscape garden. is not a USP per se, but subliminally responding to a question that a customer might have in their head right there and then and offering them a solution or answer can add real, targeted value to your marketing proposition. And this is one of the ways in which things have shifted. 10 years ago, as consumers, our purchasing journey tended to be initiated by the company providing the product or service. We'd go into Jessop's and the sales assistant would ask, "How can I help you?" And we'd say, "I'm looking for a digital camera." And before you know it, we'd be taken to the digital camera range and talked through the benefits and selling points of each one. We'd ask questions, and the sales assistant would have a great opportunity to divulge their recommendations to us. Our purchasing experience has evolved and shifted in an enormous way. Now, in our internet-led world, we, the consumer, tend to initiate the purchasing journey. In our age of internet, social media, and increased digital communication, we're more likely to know what we want before we make a purchase. We'll almost certainly have reviewed an item or company on the internet, but also social media's had a big part to play in this. We know more about what our friends and colleagues are purchasing, upgrading and researching than ever before. We put out a post on social networking or forum sites. "Anyone got a Sony CyberShot camera? Is it any good?" And we wait for the response. We can take some of the risk out of our purchasing choices by going on Amazon and looking at the popularity of the item and weighing up the customer reviews. We've even become amateur detectives and can investigate hotel accommodation by checking whether other guests have commented on it being cockroach-ridden on TripAdvisor. This kind of transparency can be a huge benefit to a business, provided, of course, the social media message has been a positive one. If it has, then your business can bathe in the glory and soak up the additional sales it is likely to have generated. If it hasn't been positive, it's paramount that the company responds to the negative post or tweet or review by delivering a best practice customer service response whenever possible, ensuring that readers know you care and that you're trying to rectify whatever issue might have been raised. It gives you an opportunity to be heard, and it counts for a great deal. Here's an example. If you were on TripAdvisor and read about the cockroach-ridden hotel we discussed, you'd be likely to, understandably, steer clear. But if you saw a response from the hotel manager below the post along the lines of, "Thank you for your comments. We were terribly unfortunate to suffer from an infestation of cockroaches last July, something which has not happened to us previously, and we were extremely quick to take action to eliminate the issue. We managed to rectify the issue within 2 days and offered our guests compensation for their inconvenience. We've taken every measure to ensure this doesn't happen again, but apologise unreservedly to any guests who may have been affected by this issue last July." You might not still rush to go there, but I bet you'd think differently than if the hotel manager hadn't responded. And you might even give it the benefit of the doubt. Don't forget, these days, it isn't what we say about ourselves that matters anymore. It's what others say about us. So, how can businesses differentiate themselves from their competitors? Imagine a dentist delivering an app on which patients or prospective patients could take a picture of their smile, showing their teeth as they currently look, to be sent back a simulation which shows them what their smile could look like if they had dental work undertaken at that clinic. Imagine then if the patient decides to share that simulation with friends and family on social media, thereby becoming their own marketing channel for you. It's simple, but it works. Another shift has been in the way businesses can communicate with their target audience. Prior to mobile, our marketing strategies might have relied heavily on page advertising, direct mail campaigns and printed flyers. More than ever before, we can reach our audience in a more methodical, targeted and engaged manner, especially when a business is location-based and has the budgets to make use of GPS and iBeacon technology to literally encourage customers through the door with tantalising offers. Most businesses have by now positioned themselves firmly in the internet era with an all-singing, all-dancing website. But it's incredibly surprising that many still don't have a website optimised for mobile. It's almost imperative to respond to our mobile world by ensuring you have a mobile-optimised website which delivers a great user experience on mobile and tablet devices and allows your brand to be found effectively. Here's some startling statistics which help to highlight why the impatience we display in this day and age makes having an optimised mobile website so important. Are you ready for this? 57% of mobile users will abandon your website if it takes more than 3 seconds to load. And it's reported that 30% will abandon a transaction if the shopping cart isn't optimised for mobile devices. 61% of people have a better opinion of brands when they offer a good mobile experience. Again, understanding your audience here is of critical importance. Typically, mobile users want to receive information quickly and in an easily digestible format. Research suggests that mobile purchases are often impulse buys, and statistics show that mobile users spend more money per purchase than customers do on desktop websites. This information helps to highlight the real importance of optimizing your website to match your visitors' needs and behaviours when they access your website on their mobile device. By making the path to inquiry or purchase intuitive, accessible and simple, you'll be aligning your offering more accurately with the demands and expectations of mobile users. Similarly, delivering a mobile app solution should be a primary consideration to any business reviewing or enhancing their marketing strategy. Mobile apps have the advantage of opening up channels to deliver an interactive experience, allowing businesses to communicate directly with their audience, which helps to build loyalty, drive efficiencies, and keep your target audience engaged. Apps act like gentle reminders to pull customers back to your product or service, while also generating new customers and new revenue streams in the process. According to statistics from Juniper Research, revenue from in-app purchases will reach $4.8 billion by 2016, more than twice the figure of $2.1 billion in 2011. Statistics from Adobe Digital Index have revealed some information on the relationship between mobile apps and customer loyalty, helping to prove why delivering a mobile app is a worthy proposition for small and medium enterprises. Measuring engagement on apps versus web for more than 600 brands, Adobe's Mobile Trends Report proves that mobile app users are more loyal to brands than those who visit a website from a mobile device. So, in conclusion, our world has gone mobile. Your brand needs to evolve to align with the increased expectations of your target audience. You need to understand your audience and deliver targeted marketing messages which offer a solution or answer to your customers' needs. You need to ensure your website is optimized for mobile, and you need to consider delivering a mobile app to retain and increase customer loyalty. Our world is fast. Our world is want it yesterday. Respond to it, work with it, and don't allow yourself to get left behind along the way. Thank you for listening to the Tag Mobile podcast, brought to you by the App Garden, transforming mobile business. Join us again next week when we'll be discussing more developments and news in the mobile industry.